Welcome, horror fanatics and supernatural enthusiasts, to Recap World. Get ready to unlock the chilling secrets of the Conjuring Universe. This isn't just a list, it's a deep dive into the interconnected plots, revealing how every scream and every malevolent entity weaves into one seamless, terrifying narrative. While these films were released out of order, creating a complex web for viewers, this recap will untangle it all, presenting the story as it truly unfolds, from the earliest demonic origins to the Warrens' most recent battles. Prepare to understand the full scope of the darkness that lurks within this expansive cinematic world. Our journey into the terrifying origins of the Conjuring Universe begins in 1952 at the remote Abbey of Carta in Romania. A chilling incident unfolds when a young nun tragically takes her own life, prompting the Vatican to dispatch seasoned exorcist Father Burke and a young novitiate Sister Irene to investigate. As they delve deeper into the Abbey's dark history, they uncover an ancient evil that has been unleashed. This malevolent entity is none other than the demon Valak, a powerful force that has taken on the terrifying form of a nun. They learn that Valak was set free from a portal hidden beneath the abbey, a portal that had long been sealed. Sister Irene, who possesses unsettling visions, finds herself directly confronting Valak. With the assistance of a local French-Canadian guide named Maurice, or Frenchie, they manage to seemingly seal Valak back into its tomb using the sacred blood of Christ. However, the victory is short-lived and carries a sinister implication for the future. Unbeknownst to Father Burke and Sister Irene, Valak subtly possesses Frenchie. This act of possession serves as a critical narrative bridge, ensuring that the demon's influence is not contained within the abbey, but is instead carried out into the wider world through a human host. This detail directly links Valak's ancient origin to future events, particularly the Warrens' later encounters. 4 years after the harrowing events at the Abbey, in 1956, Valak's malevolent influence has spread across Europe. The demon manifests as a series of violent and inexplicable deaths, particularly targeting individuals believed to be descendants of Saint Lucy. These gruesome occurrences prompt the Catholic Church to once again call upon Sister Irene, who is now serving in a convent in Italy, to investigate. She is joined by Sister Deborah, a young novice. Their investigation leads them on a chilling trail of terror, eventually bringing them to a boarding school in France. It is here that they encounter Maurice, the same Frenchie who helped Sister Irene 4 years prior, now working at the school and still possessed by Valak. Sister Irene uncovers a crucial detail about Valak's true motivation. The demon is relentlessly seeking a powerful relic, the gouged-out eyes of Saint Lucy. The confrontation culminates at the school, where Sister Irene, revealed to be a descendant of Saint Lucy herself, harnesses the relic's inherent power. She and Sister Deborah then utilize the transformed blood of Christ to banish Valak once more. This act frees Maurice from the demon's control. The origin of the infamous Annabelle doll traces back to 1943, when dollmaker Samuel Mullins and his wife, Esther, suffer an unimaginable tragedy, the loss of their 7-year-old daughter, Bee. 12 years later, in 1955, consumed by profound grief, they resort to desperate measures. They pray to any entity that would grant their wish to see their beloved daughter again. An unknown entity answers their plea, deceptively appearing as Bee's spirit, and convinces the grieving parents to transfer its essence into one of Samuel's meticulously crafted porcelain dolls. Their brief comfort turns to horror as the entity reveals its true nature, a powerful demon. Years later, in 1958, seeking to atone for their unwitting pact with evil, the Mullins open their home as an orphanage, offering shelter to Sister Charlotte and 6 young girls. However, the demon's containment proves fragile. a young orphan named Janice afflicted with polio, unleashing the powerful demon once more. The demon relentlessly targets Janice, eventually possessing her. Janice then flees, renames herself Annabelle, and 12 years later commits a gruesome act of murder, setting the stage for the doll's next terrifying chapter. In 1967, the story of the Annabelle doll continues as John Form gifts his pregnant wife, Mia, a rare vintage doll, completely unaware of its dark and bloody history. Their domestic bliss is shattered when their home is invaded by members of a satanic cult, including a grown-up, possessed Annabelle Higgins, the very same Janice from Annabelle Creation. During the violent home invasion, Annabelle Higgins tragically slits her own throat while holding the doll, an act that serves as a ritualistic catalyst, summoning a malevolent entity that attaches itself to the porcelain doll. The Form family soon experiences a barrage of terrifying supernatural occurrences, all centered around the now cursed doll. The demon's primary target becomes Mia and, more chillingly, the soul of their newborn daughter, Leia. Desperate for help, Mia seeks assistance from their priest, Father Perez, and a kind bookstore owner named Evelyn. In a climactic confrontation, the demon demands Mia's soul in exchange for Leah's safety. As Mia is on the verge of making the ultimate sacrifice, Evelyn, who is still mourning the loss of her own child, intervenes and sacrifices herself by jumping out a window, seemingly vanquishing the demon and saving Mia and Leia. The doll's journey, however, is far from over. It is later found and eventually given to a nurse named Debbie, a detail that directly sets the stage for its infamous appearance in the opening sequence of The Conjuring. The film opens in 1968, introducing us to the renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren as they investigate the infamous Annabelle doll case. They confirm that the doll is a conduit for a demonic entity and securely lock it away in their artifact room, a place destined to become a nexus of paranormal activity. 3 years later, in 1971, the main narrative unfolds with Roger and Carolyn Perrin and their 5 daughters moving into a secluded farmhouse in Rhode Island. Almost immediately, the family experiences a terrifying escalation of paranormal phenomena. Desperate for help, the Perrins contact the Warrens. Upon their arrival, Lorraine, a gifted clairvoyant, immediately perceives a dark, oppressive entity. Through their research, the Warrens uncover the chilling history of the farmhouse. It once belonged to Bathsheba Sherman, an accused witch who, in 1863, sacrificed her baby before taking her own life. Cursing all who would inhabit her land, the malevolent spirit of Bathsheba fully possesses Carolyn. With no time to waste, Ed takes matters into his own hands and performs an exorcism himself. Lorraine's profound emotional connection to Carolyn helps to momentarily break Bathsheba's hold, allowing Ed to successfully banish the demon back to hell. Immediately following the events of The Conjuring, Ed and Lorraine bring the Annabelle doll to their home, recognizing its extreme danger. They secure it within a sacred glass case in their artifact room. A year later, in 1972, Ed and Lorraine depart for another paranormal investigation, leaving their young daughter, Judy, in the care of babysitter Mary Ellen. However, Mary Ellen's friend, Daniela, arrives uninvited. Driven by a desperate curiosity, Daniela sneaks into the artifact room and inadvertently releases the malevolent spirit of Annabelle. Once unleashed, Annabelle acts as a key, proceeding to awaken and unleash other dangerous spirits from the artifact room. These newly freed entities wreak havoc throughout the Warrens' seemingly safe home. Judy, Mary Ellen, and Daniela find themselves fighting for their lives against the onslaught of supernatural terror. After a night of relentless torment, they manage to return the Annabelle doll to its sacred glass case, and with its recontainment, the supernatural disturbances throughout the house finally cease. Our chronological journey takes us to an ancient, tragic origin in 1673, Mexico, where a mother driven by a fit of rage, violently drowns her two sons. This horrific act transforms her into the weeping spirit, La Llorona, condemned to forever mourn her lost children and, chillingly, to target and steal the children of others. 300 years later, in 1973, Los Angeles, a social worker named Anna investigates the truancy of a mother, Patricia Alvarez's children. Despite Patricia's frantic warnings, Anna takes the children to a shelter, unknowingly placing them directly in La Llorona's path, where they are found drowned. The curse then shifts its focus to Anna's own family. Seeking desperate help, Anna consults Father Perez, a character previously encountered in Annabelle. He connects her plight to his past experiences with a haunted porcelain doll and directs Anna to a former priest and folk shaman, Rafael Olvera. Anna ultimately destroys the spirit by stabbing her through the chest with a cross made from a fire tree, a tree that was a witness to the original crime. This film expands the franchise's scope beyond the direct cases of the Warrens, incorporating broader supernatural folklore and using minor character crossovers to maintain narrative cohesion. In 1976, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren find themselves at the infamous Amityville house, investigating the gruesome murders that occurred there. During a seance, Lorraine experiences a chilling premonition of Ed's death and encounters a terrifying demonic nun figure. A year later, in 1977, a new case emerges in the London borough of Enfield. The Hodgson family begins to experience a terrifying poltergeist, primarily tormenting their second oldest daughter, Janet. The Warrens are called in to investigate, initially questioning the legitimacy of the haunting due to conflicting evidence and suspicions of a hoax. However, Lorraine soon realizes that the spirit is merely a pawn being manipulated by the true orchestrator of the haunting, the same demonic nun from her Amityville vision, Valak. In a trance-like state, Lorraine manages to scratch Valak's name into her Bible. The climax sees Valak attempting to force Janet to commit suicide. Lorraine, remembering the name she scrawled, directly addresses the demon by its name. This act gives her dominion over the entity, allowing her to condemn the demon back to hell, freeing Janet from her possession and saving Ed from certain death. Our chronological journey concludes in 1981, as Ed and Lorraine Warren document the exorcism of 8-year-old David Glatzel. During the intense rite, David's older sister Debbie's boyfriend, Arn Johnson, heroically invites the demon to enter his body instead of David's. Ed Warren witnesses the terrifying transfer of the entity just before suffering a heart attack himself. The following month, Arn, under the influence of the demonic entity, brutally murders his landlord. Tonight's case becomes a landmark event, marking the first American murder trial where demonic possession is claimed as a defense, with the Warrens' unwavering support. The Warrens' investigation uncovers a witch's totem in the Glatzel home, revealing a satanic curse at play. They learn that an occultist intentionally orchestrated the curse. The Warrens find that the occultist is Isla, the secret daughter of a former priest who studied the occult. In a final confrontation, Isla attempts to force Arn to commit suicide, but Ed manages to destroy her altar, breaking the curse. Isla is subsequently killed by the very demon she summoned, having failed to complete her dark ritual. This film shifts the focus from direct demonic possession to the human element of occultism, suggesting that human practitioners of dark magic can be as dangerous, if not more so, than the demons themselves. And there you have it, a complete chronological plot recap of the Conjuring Universe. From the chilling origins of Valak and Annabelle to the Warrens' most recent harrowing encounters, we've seen how every piece of this terrifying puzzle fits together, revealing a cohesive and ever-expanding world of supernatural horror. What was your favorite film in the Conjuring universe, or which plot point sent the most shivers down your spine? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darkness, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Recap World for more terrifying content, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video.